Okay, this is OA. I've been seeing you since when?
2005.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your story? How did it start?
I was in an accident on March the 10th, 2000, on my way to Mexico. I was at a red light, and all we knew was that we're stopped at a red light and we couldn't take off, but we seen the lady coming. My husband was driving, and he told me we're fixing to get hit. But when he said that, I looked back. When I looked back, we got hit from behind. And I was fine. I was fine for about 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up with my neck all twisted, and I couldn't turn my body or anything. And it was like, what's going on? It went on for a whole month, and it was like, wait a minute, that's not a stiff neck. So I went on to Mesquite Hospital, and then they told me that I had 2 herniated discs,
Ooh,
5 and 6.
So, then how soon after the accident and then you had the surgery? How many?
Okay, it was the accident was in March, April, May, June, July. Is when I woke up with my whole body stiff and everything, my neck up, and I waited for maybe about 2 months, and then I went on. No, I waited. It was July, and I went to the doctor and everything. I went to 3 different specialists, and they told me that the same thing, that I needed to have surgery on my neck, that it was 5 and 6. They did the MRIs, and then I decided to go ahead and have it during the holidays. And from the day of the surgery, when I woke up, I was in a lot more pain.
Okay.
The doctor had asked me if I wanted the marrow bone. He explained it and everything, that it's either the marrow bone or either getting a piece from the back and put it, but it was going to hurt more in the back. So I said, no, I didn't want that. So I went on with the marrow bone, but I woke up with day 1 from the surgery. I was in worse pain, and I went back to the doctor, and I told him I'm still in pain. He did x-rays, he checked it out, he said the meat grew back, everything's fine, there's nothing wrong. So then he sent me to another doctor to do, he said it was probably trigger points on my shoulder.
Okay.
So then I went to another doctor, and they did the trigger point and everything. They didn't find anything. They said
Did
everything
the
was
trigger
fine.
points help?
No, what they did was examine. They did x-rays and stuff
Mm-hmm.
to see if it was, but he said no, everything from my shoulder was fine. There's nothing wrong with my shoulder. So then he sent me to an NG,
A neurologist?
to where they check
nerve,
the
nerve
nerves,
conduction
to
studies.
where they
Yeah,
plug you in
yeah.
and everything. So they plugged me in, and they checked all that, and he said everything was fine.
So you're still having pain,
No,
and everybody's telling you you're fine.
Yeah,
Or they
yeah.
couldn't find anything.
they couldn't find anything. They were saying that you're fine. There's nothing wrong.
So, so how much pain were you having? What was your pain level?
It was a 10 and above. It was like I was always crying. I couldn't even grab a piece of sheet of paper. It was just, because I was working in the courts, and just counting pages. It was like just from moving my finger, it was hurting. It was hurting so bad that I was always curled up like this, trying to keep myself warmed up. I always had blankets and heating pads and everything, and nothing helped. And I lived myself, I was miserable. I couldn't even go outside. The wind, it was like I'd get ready for work and hurry up, run into the car and run to work, get in at work and everything. And then the air conditioner would bother me and stuff. And it was just a miserable life. And then I try to keep myself strong, not to show it, being happy and everything, when I was really faking it. Then I go home and curl up and cry and take pills just to put myself to sleep. So it's like I slept for so many years, really, until I met you. And then my aunt, she was the one, I had gone to visit her and everything, and then she's like, oh, I used to have them same pains and everything too. And she gave me your card and everything, and she said, go check them out. And ever since, and when I came with you, you seen how I was all...
You were miserable.
I was very miserable. I couldn't hang or nothing. I was hurting. I was always crying. You would see my tears just pouring out.
It's been a long road. It's been tough. But now it looks like you don't have a care in the world, but we're still working on you.
Yeah, no. It's just the weather and stuff, but no, I have a lot of faith in you. I love you. You're my... Because it's like I couldn't wear shorts. I couldn't wear tank tops. I was always covered up like a little old lady and everything.
And you used to like to play soccer too.
I love playing soccer. I play soccer. I dance. I used to go out. I used to visit my nieces, nephews, go over to the parties and everything. I got away from all that.
So all that's slowly coming back.
It's coming back. It's coming. It's coming back, and I'm
But-
able to run again.
But the important thing is nobody ever said, well, they did. They looked like they did try you for trigger points, but they apparently used the wrong tool to find out if you had trigger points, and nobody ever did trigger point release on you.
No.
Did they ever say acupuncture?
No, I had a friend from before that I had the surgery that told me, and he told me to try out acupuncture, but I didn't listen. I wish I would have, but I didn't.
Okay. So you would recommend it to folks?
I would recommend. I tell everybody. I always tell them. I say acupuncture. I mean, you got to deal with the needles and stuff. That's what usually scares everybody away is the needles.
Yeah.
But I tell them it's not. It's okay and everything because you get used to it and. It's like you just go in and you relax and it puts you to sleep and it's like you've been asleep for a long time and it's only a little bit and you feel relaxed.
Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.